Now, like I keep telling you, you're trying to change my history, not me yours. I don't even know who you are. And of course, when someone starts talking about something, right, they read on the blog, right, either you have to respond to them or not. Once someone makes an accusation, with or without proof, right, especially on a site like YouTube, right, the only thing you can do is tell your side of the story, right? Now, one of the things a Christian is taught is confession, right? But the thing is, when I say I confess, I'm telling you the story again, right? The same story I wrote on the blog, right? Except you're making me make things up, right? Now, when I met my stepdaughter, she was 4 years old, right? But everybody grows up too. That's the problem too, right? I'm not after a 4 year old, right? Anymore. But as she got older, so did I know. But she's still not four. Right. This person is acting like I'm after somebody, when they don't realize they're the reason I can't find somebody, maybe too. Maybe not her either. I don't know what the problem is, right? See, like I said, I ain't seen my ex-wife or my stepdaughter since I divorced her, right? The last time we were together is probably in 95, I know. Right. Right. And that was to watch my son or something, right, for the weekend, right? And I brought him back, right, too, right? And, Mary Bell met him, right? Things like that, right? But the problem was, everything happened quickly with Daphne, right? Anyway, I know the marriage, the sex, right? I don't know. And she seemed to get pregnant within 4 days of us being together, yes. Because we met the 15th, and, Jonathan came the 19th, right, of November, right? That's perfectly 9 months later, right? So I was a little thrown off when I met Mary Bell, and I have failed too, right? So again, I'm not sure, I'm a little disoriented, right? But I did offer her 250 until I got out the Navy, and then I would get a DNA test once I get settled, right? And see, I tried to work for 2 years, couldn't hold down a job because of arthritis pain. And even though I was hearing voices, I was trying to manage that, right, and still work, And that's the real story, that, right? And again, I would still try to work off and on part-time jobs, and the last one I worked was from 2015 to 2017 anyway, with the Deli Mart, right? In Port Entwistle, right? but again, all I'm telling you is all the rules I learned growing up, right? I know you can have premarital sex with the girl, but she has to be at least 16 in Georgia, right? Now that might be a little young for you, but like I said, if you keep me single, okay, a 16-year-old would have to come to me, right? I don't think one has, though, either, right? Well, see, I ask your ages, right? I try to, respect that, even the 16-year-old might have a boyfriend in high school, right? Something like that, right? Even with Megan, right? I kind of seen her outside the theater a couple of times, but like I said, I try not to push anything, right? And just wanted to be her friend, right? But I was worried they were messing with her, that I liked her more than a friend, which, like I said, right? That's not up to me, it's not up to you. And I didn't think she was in the position to do anything herself, like I said, unless she's doing it through the house, right? After that, it's making something up. I know. But if someone is coming to the house, right? Someone's changing the TV or something at night, right? And I don't know who it was, right? I'm not lying about not knowing who it was either, right? See, some people are trying to live like they're first century Jews who departed from the faith of Moses, right? Who don't admit they departed from the faith of Moses, right? If you quit using Moses' name for God, you departed from the faith of Moses, right? And why'd you do that? Because the Gentiles around you? Mm-hmm. That makes God think again, right? Not that it condemns you, but that you're ashamed of its name, right? That Moses told you to call it by. Mm-hmm. Well, that ain't good. That ain't good. Now, like I told you, we have a problem not with God, right, but with the enemy of God, right? I keep trying to explain it to gay people too. You're not the problem that you're gay, right? The problem is he introduced that kind of sex to us right? In Eden, right? And had a kind of orgy with Adam and Eve, right? And kind of harmed or hurt Adam when it was his turn, right? And he talked them into a different kind of sex, right? And see, if he's both, right? There's also gay sex with him. I know. But nobody's telling the stories right. They're telling them wrong, right? They're making you think it was a fruit tree like ambrosia, right? Except this tree made you mortal. And even the damn scientists are trying to play Island of Dr. Monroe, right? And talking about genetically altering us, right? Is that a good idea or a bad idea when the problem is our relationship with God, the maker, right, of all creatures? Why can't you understand why you believe in evolution is because the life forms seem to be somewhat similar. But you would also have that if something created the life forms too, idiot, right? What? It can't create a lower to a higher life form, right? But the problem is, man evolved up from the chimpanzee. Is that it? Right. What animal did we evolve from? Right. That's your problem with your theory, right? You can't show all the necessary, again, right, animals needed for all that. Right? For evolution to fit all the creatures on the planet, you can't have cats the size of house cats and lions, right, without there being some kind of, in between, right, all the way up to the lion and all the way back down to the cat. Are you forgetting that, right? Because you can have a cat or you can have a lion, right? If you created one, right? But if they evolved, okay, the cat would have to evolve up into the lion and vice versa, or the lion down into the cat, right? And that's the problem with your theories on DNA as well. DNA has to do with 4 genes. They're called dominant or recessive genes, right? Now, dominant genes can also make you think of survival of the fittest, right? Because see, if your genes aren't fit for your environment, like the dodo bird, you could also go extinct. That also suggests more of a created bird than a bird that evolved, right? Because if it evolved from another bird, right, that same bird can remake the dodo bird. Right? You understand what I mean? If another bird had the genes of the dodo bird in it, where is that bird? But if there's only the dodo bird and God created the dodo bird, there's only the dodo bird, and if the dodo bird dies out, there's no more dodo birds. Right. It's like the platypus. Now, how did it evolve? You can't explain that. I know you can't. Right. God's with you. Right. By making it the octopus, right? And the octopus is garden in the shade. I'd like to be under the sea. That's Ringo, right? Ringo Starr there. I guess that's his real name. At least his stage name, huh? But see, you're feeding us, right? Your ideas of entertainment. And you're trying to, again, right, control your market, right? Well, obviously. But, but I'm not after nobody, right? See, I gotta ask questions if someone approaches me, and yes, I've had sex before marriage, right? But I'm also taught to let the girl control the relationship, right? If she breaks up with me after sex, there's nothing I can do about it but let her break up with me, right? Right. If she stays with me and we get married, we can do that too, right? Right. That's all you can do with somebody too, right? You can't force someone to stay with you who's suddenly acting strange about sex, right? Like I said, I can name a few girls I just met the same day and had sex with them even before I met Sheena Johnson, and that's why I wasn't sure how far to go with her, even though we were both Christians. Now, I was looking at it as we were both Christians who were in the world and knew about the rules of sex. One of those rules is if you're waiting for marriage, you don't let me lick your vagina, right? You say no huggy, no kissy, keep your hands to yourself, right? Usually. If you know what I mean, right? If you don't want sex, you specify that. Even if you let me lick you, right, you gotta tell me, hey Shane, I'm willing to let you lick me, but I'm not trying to go all the way with you, right? Or I don't know. Right? I'm not a mind reader, no. Nor were the prophets, right? But God would feed them information, and the information would line up with what was going on, right? See, that's different too, right? See, I'm telling you things that are probably coincidental, and even talking about my life because we all live on the same planet, right? Now, coincidental things ain't the same, right? I know. As knowing what I'm talking about, right? And how it applies to your life, right? Now, if we all seen Star Wars, we all know this show, the movie's premise, right? Right. But if you read the Hindu religion, they sound like that too, right? If you watch Ancient Aliens, right, they sound like that too, right? The thing is, right, they're wanting to be like the bad gods, perhaps, or the bad aliens, right? Who manipulated our gene pool so that we would die. Right. I'm trying to explain that to you, right? Well, I think the enemy, and even in the Samaritan text, right, and all that, they talk about two beings, one benevolent, one malevolent, and the malevolent one is trying to make us their slaves and control us and manipulate us, right? Do you want to be like him or the good one, right? Who's trying to save us and help us figure out what we're doing wrong so we don't do the evil the other God wants us to do. That's what it all means, right? Now, even if you feel transgendered, right, the one thing you cannot change in science is your DNA. Now, If you do something before you're born, that's different. That's different. But then you have to change the genes you already have, right? Okay, you understand that, right? Mm-hmm. If my hair gets wet and looks different at times, right? Or is dry, and my right side is higher than my left side, right? Does that mean it's receding or that one side is simply higher than the other and it's an optical illusion to you, right? If you keep bringing that up, though, every day and I have to respond to it, no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not, right? All we're doing is arguing about it, right? For one, right? And it's not, and it's not. Like I said, right? If it was, you would see a difference every day too, right? But if it's not, you don't see a difference and it's staying the same, right? Now, is that because I'm saying it's staying the same? I don't know, right? But it is. It is, right? Like I said, right? When one side's a little different than the other, that ain't a receding hairline as long as the hair is still growing from the follicles there on, right? Now, if my hair were really receding for the time during the pandemic, right? When you first brought it up before that, too, right? Again, it would be higher, not the same, not the same. The skin to hair ratio would be changing, right? You can tell when someone's losing their hair, too, versus someone who's not, right? Now, I'm not making this an issue. You are. With me. Because you think by sight. And someone else's hair, I guess, right? That mine's doing the same way as theirs, when it may not be the case, right? With everybody's hairline. Now, another thing about that is if you have the pattern baldness, it usually affects you between 20 to 30 when you go bald, right? I'm 52, right? I don't think that's what's going on here, right? I just keep telling you that. I'm not mad about it, right? But you're trying to be mean about it. Not me, not me. You're making me have to say to bald people, oh, there's something wrong with him being bald, right? No, I'm not. I'm not. But what is wrong is I don't even know who you are and you keep bringing up that subject matter, right? Like I can do nothing about your hair or mine, right? Because that's a gene thing, right? However, my hair is working for now is staying the same, right? Now, yes, some people do gradually, right, lose hair on their head, right? But when this side has more hair than that side, right? That ain't what's happening there, right? But it is higher for this side and lower, more hair on this side, right? And I don't know why. But also, I don't act like it's a problem, right? I don't see it changing, right? In other words, it's always been like this, right? And see that there? Right. It's still there, right? It's still like that since, you started bringing this up. It was like this even in '08 when I was on YouTube, right? And again, right, it's the right side that's doing that, right? But it's not receiving either, right? So you keep making me explain this to you, right? And I do so without letting it bother me, right? Right. But you keep saying it bothers me, but you keep saying it, so I have to respond to it, right? Why do I have to respond to it? Right? You keep saying it. So, and I'm trying to talk to you and figure out what your problem is, right? I'm not here. I'm not here. Right? I know. Well, it seems to be you have a problem with it, right? I don't even know who this is, right? Still the same point, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't abduct 4-year-old children. I don't hang out with 4-year-old children. The only way I could, like I said, is if I can get a woman pregnant, right? And she has my child, right? No. Right, right. And then it could be a boy or a girl, depending on what sperm gets to take first, right? And I know that's what determines gender, right? Now, can you choose to operate on your body and appear female or male? Yes, yes. But are you really changing your DNA? No, no. Your DNA don't lie, even if you can't handle the truth that you're male or female, right? I don't know. You can put your female on your driver's license, even, right? But that don't change the truth that you're were born male and did surgery to look like a female and taking hormones, right? Am I mad about that? No, I don't care, right? But I do not want to date or have sex with a transgendered woman who was born a man, right? I said that repeatedly, right? So I also point out some men don't care, right? And if that man told you he don't care and it don't bother him, that's between you and him, right? That's an individual relationship there. But if I want a woman, right, you don't date me if you're transgender. You know you're transgender either. Right? That's wrong. That's lying to me. I'm not lying to you. I done told you this. I said this before, right? And we are one from another in the Bible. Neither is a man without the woman, or independent of the woman, nor the woman independent of the man in the Lord. That means you have children through each other, male and female. Like I said, why are some born hermaphrodites? Only a hermaphrodite gene can exist if something's a hermaphrodite. So who was the hermaphrodites there? That we have hermaphrodite genes in the gene pool. The angels, right? They're neither male nor female. They can assume human form as an adult. They're not going to show you their gender. Why? The ones who did so in the early history of human beings, I know. And everything you read about them is half truth, right? Even their technology, right? Alien hunters might be more advanced than ours because they're from a different dimension and a different reality. But some of what they're saying is to confuse us, right? Now, the reason I watch these shows on TV, right, is I'm trying to understand what they're saying, right? I still don't, right? Most of it, right? But again, right, they're talking about seeing lights and thinking, right, all this stuff about it. But see, what I'm thinking is that sounds like weapons, right? The government is developing, right? Maybe laser beam type, right? Because, like, some of the animals is killing these weapons, right? It's like part of the animal is lasered, right? Clean, you know what I mean, right? And The rest of the animal is fine. Well, what do you expect with a laser beam? The animal to disintegrate? No. It's a weapon of light, right? Light still only travels so far. It don't totally evaporate you, right? But you might have a hole in your chest, clean, right? Where you might can see bone and all the flesh disappear around the shot. Right. Right. You see what I mean? Right. If you use a laser beam, right? See, it's a focused burst of light energy, right? And the way the cattle are mutilated, right? Parts of it remain, but parts of it are like perfectly surgically removed, right? Well, I'm thinking, well, that sounds like laser technology, right? Why? Well, the thing about a laser is pinpoints, right? And it's a blast of some kind of heat, right, as well. It's a ray. I know. And if you shoot an animal in the head, what would it do to it? It would evaporate part of the head, but not the whole animal. If you shoot it with a laser beam, I know, right? Now it is Star Wars. It is Star Wars. They're trying to make it real. I know. But I don't want you to know what they're doing. I know that. I know. Now, like I told you though, I can only show you so much, right? Rest is up to you. Okay.